working on my left hand a lot, lots of kicks and lots of knees. Really kind of way, you know. I want to beat him at his own game. So started out boxing, transitioned into wrestling, stuck with wrestling for a long time, and came back to boxing and now kickboxing and stuff.
Hey, real quick, I know that you got to get going, but up here in Washington State, we have a pretty long amateur background. I know in California it's a little different as far as the amateur fights. Did you guys have amateur fights to try and figure out? And then how do you figure out, like you say, a lot of guys, work different stuff. Do you guys keep a journal? How did you figure out what it was that helped you peak at the right time for your fight? Because here guys get some amateur fights before they go pro, but I don't know if they kind of figure out what it is to help them be as sharp as they can be on fight night.
For me, there was no amateur fighting, but I had a long college amateur wrestling career where I competed, understood what it took to learn, what it takes to win, understood the importance of technique, importance of conditioning, importance of strength, and the mental side of it is the biggest thing. I think you see it more in our sport than anything else, how important the mental side of the fight game is. You see guys that look like nothing and are just the toughest guys in the world, and then some guys are the total package, and there's all sorts of different elements that go into it. But for me, it was something I really wanted to do. I thought I'd be good at it. I've been a huge fan of boxing, karate, kickboxing, wrestling, everything since I was a little kid. All my favorite movies and everything. And so I was like, man, I can't wait to do this. And I just had the mentality of no one's going to beat me up. And I truly believed it. And from that mentality, I built just technique on top of it. Same mentality, find a way to win, and then I just keep getting better and better and better until I'm done with the sport. So that's where I was at.
Thank you.
I was 18 when I had my very first fight. I was still in high school, and they said it was an amateur fight, but you can find it's on my Sherdog professional record. So I was lucky enough to have an outlet where I could compete in my home state, and pretty much I was just like a workhorse. They made me work with no pay. But I was 3-1 as an amateur, and then I started fighting professionally. And I just, for me, just like through wrestling, you learn how to train. You learn how to prepare just through wrestling, and that was one of the greatest things. What one of my coaches taught me in Lock Haven, Mike Rogers, he was a 2-time All-American at Lock Haven University, and he taught me how to train. And like Kerry Colat's way of thinking, who you guys don't know Kerry Colat, he's a 2-time national champion from Lock Haven. He was a world team member. He actually got screwed in the Olympics in Australia. Amazing athlete. And he's like, if you want to be great at something, you want to be good at something, you work out twice a day. You want to be great, you go in 3 times a day. And that's how I live my life, man. If I want to be great at something, if I want to be great at fighting, I'm in there 3 times a day. Just always improve, always try to evolve, and be the best athlete I can possibly be. The things that they taught me just through wrestling, I can take into anything in life, like whether it's business, work. You want to be the best, you got to give it your all, and you got to give it 100%. You got to be the first one there, the last one to leave. And for this sport, I'm so passionate about, and this is something that I was born to do this. Now, I've raced motocross. I don't know, you guys know, I have some YouTube videos and stuff. I raced motocross. My dad was a professional motocross racer, and I got into that at 2 years old. I had my very first dirt bike, and I put everything into motocross. And I got 15 years old. I had to make a decision whether I wanted to race professionally or I wanted to be an athlete. And I had the influence from my dad. I had the influence from the rest of my family to do 2 different things. And with that, he taught me, like, I would go to the track every day. I would ride my motorcycle in the backyard. And I'd practice turns and stuff like that. But so those were things I was able to take with me to wrestling. I made the decision to go into wrestling, and then that's how I kind of ended up here. And it's I don't even know how I got there. How this did the circle. Whenever you guys do something, you just gotta make sure you give it 100%. If you're not passionate about it, you need to find something else and do something that you're really passionate about and follow your heart. And Urijah, I'll tell you, man, you just gotta follow your dreams, man, because that's where it is.
That's right. I gotta get going.
You gotta bounce.
I gotta bounce. Well, hey, thanks a lot,
Thanks
guys.
for coming, man.